Hello, investors. Hello, everyone all around the world and where you're watching from. Welcome to the first edition of Stockertim's Stock Market Weekly Roundup. Actually, we are very happy that you're joining us. And before I get into the video in full, if you like what we've been doing for the past 2 months or so, please subscribe to our channel, put on the notification button, and also click like and share. And we also are very appreciative of your feedback, of your comment. And thank you so much for joining us, watching our first weekly roundup. Uh, Joining us today, we actually want to bring you up to speed with what happened this week. During the trading session, the S&P 500 finished on a negative note, 0.64%. Dow Jones, which is more or less the manufacturing sector of the US economy, finished on a negative note, 1.82%. Nasdaq 100 actually did a bit more better, 1.29%. There also, which is the smallest part of the market, the smaller companies still ended the week on negative note at 3.27%. But if you look at a year to date view, you can see that the S&P 500 is about 26%, and the Dow Jones actually is about 16%. Nasdaq 100, like I've mentioned, has seen a huge acceleration in its valuation, about 30%, and the Russell actually started on a lower, slower note, but has done very, very much. Why this is important is because all of your stock portfolio, all of your stock picks, all of your ETFs that you have bought, these are the major deciders. These are the major indices that actually decides whether you are doing well as an investor or you are doing a bit not too well as an investor. And you can always use these indices to actually, see how you are performing on your own portfolio basis and also on the broader market basis. And more importantly, in this weekly roundup, we want to show you the key commentary and full disclosure. An investor in Palantir. Palantir is the biggest part of my stock portfolio. Palantir actually has been in the news for the past 6 months or so for all the positive reasons. Year to date, you can see that the stock has done about 358% year to date. But this week, Palantir, was added to the Nasdaq 100, which is the biggest tech companies quoted on the Nasdaq exchange, and this is coming less than 2 months after Palantir was added to the S&P 500 index. Palantir keeps getting more momentum. You can see that the AI boom. Palantir has actually been one of the companies that has really leveraged that hype. The hype is there, the substance is there. The company's revenue in the commercial sector, in the industrial, in the government and intelligence part of his business has really done well. And personally, on my portfolio, Palantir has really, really accelerated my portfolio. Also, to pause on this note, if you like what we are doing, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, like, share, and share your comment with us. We'll be very happy to hear from you. And also looking at Nvidia did so well this at the beginning of this year, towards the middle of this year, but recently there's been a deceleration in the movement of Nvidia, which is expected. But last week we heard China is opening a probe into the chip making giant, and China is trying to see whether Nvidia has broken its laws. Some people actually believe that this has geopolitical interest, geopolitical sentiment behind it. But it is yet to be seen how Nvidia is going to navigate, how to manage China and also manage its interest in the US and also by large the global economy. Um, Year to date, Nvidia has not done very badly. In fact, it's one of the success story of this year. Looking at Uber next, also full disclosure, Uber is part of my portfolio, but Uber has really seen that deceleration in the last 2 months or so. There's been this, sentiment moving away from traditional ride hailing that is a major part of Uber's business towards autonomous, self-driving vehicle, Tesla launching, Tesla robotaxi, and all that. Despite the fact that Tesla hasn't proven the business case of how it's going to run it, but you could see the shares of Tesla moving so fast in the last 2 to 3 or 4 weeks or so. But is this the end for Uber? I don't think so, and I still believe Uber is still having some momentum behind it because this is an ecosystem player that has the biggest ride-hailing service across the world, and Uber's business is also global. How they are able to navigate that is yet to be seen. Lastly, but not the least, the bellwether of the market, Apple did very well this year. Year to date, Apple is now sitting pretty much at about minimum of 33% year to date. Apple shares during the week hit all-time highs, and there seems to be the fact that, despite the fact that Apple has some negative sentiment behind the launch of the Apple Intelligence, the slow rollout of the Apple Intelligence software to the new iPhone, the fact that the Vision Pro was not really a success, Apple's business in China has really slowed down. There's also this news that a whole lot of the sales of Apple latest iPhones are not moving as fast as it can. Even T-Mobile actually said, their sales is not moving as they expected during the week. However, the shares of Apple doesn't necessarily show that sentiment, and Apple is now sitting pretty much at 3.7 trillion dollars in market cap. Pushing Nvidia forward further down and sitting pretty much as the biggest and the most capitalized stock, globally. What I feel is that Apple has perhaps started the $150 billion share buyback that was announced earlier this year. I also believe that there's no replacement for Apple yet in the smartphone and the consumer electronics segment, and Apple's business still has that huge network effect. And going forward, I believe Apple is a stock to still own. I own Apple by disclosure in my portfolio. Now, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of our first weekly roundup. I really want to actually appreciate everyone that has been following us for the last 2 months that we've started. So if you love and like this video and what you've just watched, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Give us comments if you are doing well, if what we need to improve on, your feedback, your portfolio. What do you have in your portfolio? What's your plan? In the next coming weeks and days, we'll be having daily videos, but as we are starting now, we'll be having a weekly video that will actually be released every Saturday that gives you a very detailed and perhaps very summarized idea of what happened in the market. Yes, we'll be talking about portfolio, personal portfolios, but we'll also let you know some of the things that you need to know. Thank you so much. Till the next video, take care and bye bye.